When will you save me, Los Angeles? When will you save me, Los Angeles? When will you save me, Los Angeles? I'm never coming home.
Are the Rams better off in 2017 offensively than they were in 2016? And I believe they will be better in 2017. But to address the problem, you have to go to the root of the problem, which was Jeff Fisher and his coaching staff. Jeff Fisher was en route to get the most losses in NFL history, the most losingest coach in NFL history, and he didn't even win. He didn't even lose with style. He simply would lose, and it would be terrible offensively. The defense was okay, but I can give most of that credit to Greg Williams. The Rams' offense was historically bad. I mean, and that all has to go on the Jeff Fisher and his offensive coordinator, Rob Boras, and the wide receiver position, Mike Grohl. They were so terrible offensively. So what did the Rams do to get better? Well, after losing Case Keenum, Brian Quick, Kenny Britt, Lance Kendricks, and Benny Cunningham, they went in free agency, picked up Robert Woods from the Bills, who isn't the best wide receiver, but he is a very good pass catcher, and that's what the Rams wanted. When the Rams addressed the coaching staff, they went after someone that they felt knew what he was doing offensively, knew that he can work with Jared Goff, and then they picked up Sean McVay. And Sean McVay's theory is catch the football. So he brings in Robert Woods, he brings in a left tackle, Andrew Whitworth from the Bengals, to help that offensive line and address one of the biggest problems, the elephant in the room, which was, do we try to help out Greg Robinson? Do we try to save whatever draft stock they used to get him? And they felt like it was a no-brainer. Trade him to the Detroit Lions, get a 6th-round draft pick, and be gone with it. And Andrew Whitworth, he brings you a veteran in the locker room, someone that knows what has to be done to be a winner. And I think it was a great signing because everything's looking pretty good. They also bring in John Sullivan from the Washington Redskins, who played with Adrian Peterson with the Minnesota Vikings when he started as the center, and Adrian Peterson went 2,000 plus yards that season. So that's looking pretty good offensively. I know a lot of Ram fans wanted to get another offensive lineman in the draft, but they decided to trade their pick, trade down. Still ended up getting a good tight end when it comes to Gerald Everett, who looks like the Sean McVay's version of Jordan Reed, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, I can totally see the similarities. Both are athletic, tall, strong, fast, and reliable pass catchers. When it comes to the passing game, could stretch the field, and that's exactly what you need if you want to get Todd Gurley back in the groove. And something that the Rams have to do is get better offensively when it comes to passing the football. Teaching Jared Goff the fundamentals, teaching him the playing style that got Kirk Cousins paid, and Kirk Cousins is getting paid. Sean McVay brings in a quarterbacks coach, Greg Olsen, who's played under the Rams for a while back in the day. Then he also brings in Matt LaFleur from the Atlanta Falcons. So he's bringing in guys that he feels could help out Jared Goff. And to tell you the truth, he's bringing some winners because he also brought Cromer from the Buffalo Bills, the offensive lines coach, to help out this offensive line. To help out the one of the worst offensive lines that I have ever seen. That was last season. The Rams were terrible offensively, and that was mainly because the offensive line was just bad. I don't know whether it was coaching. I don't know whether these players are just bad, but it has to be addressed, and I'm glad that they brought someone to address it. He also brought in a fantastic wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, in the NFL draft, and Cooper Kupp is one of the best wide receivers in college football. That's something that has not been talked enough about, but Cooper Kupp has reliable hands. He has okay-ish speed. He's not the fastest guy, but he can get separation from the defensive back, and he's very, very, very intelligent. So watching a guy like Cooper Kupp come in with Sean McVay, someone that really needs a Deshaun-esque player. A lot of people compare Cooper Kupp to Jordy Nelson. That's fun and dandy, but we just want somebody that catches a football. And I'll be very, very happy if Cooper Kupp ends up being halfway decent his first season, because it's going to take some time for Jared Goff to get going on this offense. They also end up going and getting Josh Reynolds from Texas A&M, who is actually pretty fast. The thing is, he is on the slim side, but he's very, very quick. And he's going to be a very, very deep threat when it comes to the passing game. Also in the end zone. I've seen his tape, and I really like this. I think the Rams got a good steal in him. He runs a 4.45. I think that is great speed. The only thing is his size, but if he's catching touchdowns, I don't care what he's doing, to tell you the truth, or what his physicality is. Score touchdowns, we'll talk later. And then when it comes to the style and play of Sean McVay, just look at what he did with the Washington Redskins. That is his resume. He was brought in to score touchdowns. He was brought in to develop Jared Goff, and his success will be there if he can do that. I can totally see in the Rams' first year under Sean McVay that the Rams throw the deep ball. They, spread open this defense and just let Todd Gurley do his thing. Todd Gurley is only going to get better once the Rams develop a consistent passing game. Once they can do that, Todd Gurley will be even better than he was in 2015, because it will be playing more games. He would have better opportunities, and then there won't be so many players on the offensive line. Plus, if they were, at least you can be confident that there is a veteran like Andrew Whitworth there and John Sullivan, with Roger Saffold, Jamon Brown, and Rob Havenstein. All these players are said to be good. They were just not taught well. And that's Sean McVay answering that question. They think it was all coaching, and they decided not to get an offensive lineman in the NFL draft because they felt like they already had the pieces in place. So that's one thing you really like to hear. But at the other side, what the past regime was doing pretty bad. So just watching the Rams making moves in the offseason, getting Sean McVay, getting Wade Phillips, who's going to have to work with his defense with weapons, but that's for a different video. Getting a quarterbacks coach that he feels like he can trust, Matt LaFleur, offensive coordinator, but best believe Sean McVay is going to be calling the plays, at least for the first year. Maybe the first 2 seasons he will be calling the plays, but Matt LaFleur would be learning. He would be in there picking out of the brain of Sean McVay and the best parts, and will be our future offensive coordinator. So I have the most trust in this process, mainly because legends like Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Jackie Slater have all really liked what they saw in Sean McVay. The Rams would not have picked Sean McVay if they felt like they couldn't trust him. And this was what surprised me. Eric Dickers, someone that didn't really like Jeff Fisher, really liked Sean McVay, because Sean McVay can dissect every play and tell you the ins and outs of every play, the fundamentals, and he sees something in Sean McVay that he did not see on Jeff Fisher. And that's something that you're really excited about, because these are the guys that have played it all. They understand. They're Hall of Famers. They're the best in the NFL. And to hear that Sean McVay knows his stuff, even though he's pretty young, he's 31 years old. He was hired when he was 30. He's very, very good news, and that's what I like to hear. So let me know what you guys think. Are the Rams going to be better in 2017 offensively compared to what they were in 2016? Being that all the new players that they brought in, all the past players, some of them, which was Kenny Bragg, got 1,000 yards, was pretty consistent in 2016. Players that left, like Brian Quick, who would come in and maybe score 3 touchdowns that season, but then wouldn't do anything else the rest of the way. I'm really excited about this new draft. being that the Rams went really hard in addressing the passing game for Jared Goff, because they're trying to establish a foundation for Jared Goff to succeed. They get a QB coach, they get players, they get offensive linemen that can help stop the defensive line from destroying Jared Goff's confidence. So I really like what I see in Sean McVay. One thing about Jeff Fisher is you guys knew the Rams offense weren't getting addressed. We weren't getting good players on the offensive side of the ball. We were just getting a bunch of great defensive players. We got Aaron Donald, we got Michael Brockers, you got a lot of good defensive players, but we didn't really address the offensive issues. But now with Sean McVay, we get 2 linemen in the free agency that they believe in, 2 veterans. You get a wide receiver, you get a running back, then you get the draft. I'm just thinking and looking at this and watching what I see under the Redskins offense with Sean McVay, and I really like what I see. It's a whole different style of play. We might actually catch the NFC West by surprise, and I wouldn't be surprised looking at the schedule if the Rams happen to go 8-8, 9-7. A lot of people make that joke that we might go 7-9, maybe worse. But with Wade Phillips having the reputation that he has, that he possesses, with that Super Bowl ring, to take really bad teams their first, his first year there, and take them to the playoffs, mainly by just improving the defense. So like every time under Jeff Fisher, I said if the Rams have a halfway decent offense with the defense that they already have, the Rams would be in the playoffs. The Rams would have been in the playoffs. They might have not made a big run in the playoffs, but they would have been in the playoffs. But now seeing that Wade Phillips is taking over the defense, has a great track record of taking teams that were really bad to the playoffs simply with just improving the defense. Now we have a guy that's a genius when it comes to the offense. I can see really good things. I can see the Rams surprising the NFL. At least if we lose, we're going to lose in style. We're going to be scoring touchdowns, and we're going to be 1 inch closer and closer to getting better. And I really feel confident in Sean McVay, Wade Phillips and company. Tell me what you guys think. Other than that, please subscribe to this channel and leave a like and a comment. Peace.
Up at 3 a.m. with the searchlight shining down. It's a blinding light underneath the dirt downtown. Listen to the sound as they bomb the 6th Street Bridge. Listen to the sound of the voices of the band.
Hey, Los Angeles, when will you save me, Los Angeles?
When will you save